of Vasyl Lomachenko, Guillermo Rigondeaux. This cat, Stephen A, or I should say Screaming A. Smith in the background, man. Wow. Another fighter doesn't come off the stool after the 6th round. Guillermo Rigondeaux stating he hurt his left hand. Essentially is stopped by Vasyl Lomachenko. And look, man, this is what we got to talk about. Okay, before the fight ended and things of that nature. I mean, hold on, I'm gonna walk around real quick. Look, let's keep it a buck, man. Vasyl Lomachenko, as what I predicted, was going to be too big, too active, younger guy. Again, a real 130. And with Guillermo Rigondeaux, man, the one thing about him that's been a staple in his career is, as good as defensively as he is, he doesn't get off a lot of shots because he's like a very, very, very strict counterpuncher. But when you ask him to take the lead, he's not going to do that as much as what Lomachenko does, where, you know, he could do both. He could counter you or he could create the offense. And it was a size issue, man. Like, Rigondeaux was fighting a bigger version of himself, who's like a more active version of himself. And look, man, I mean, he's saying he hurt his hand, what have you, but as far as how the fight played out, it looked almost identical to how I thought it would play out. They were careful early on, but I think what frustrated Rigondeaux was the fact that, you know, the size did become an issue for a guy who's very quick on his feet and was able to get in. Now, mind you, Lomachenko had the shorter reach, right? But he was able to get inside on Rigondeaux and get shots off. And you could kind of see, like, rounds 4 and 5, he started to get really frustrated. And it was almost like he was toying with Rigondeaux, man. But look, again, man, this is why I've always been somebody that believes in weight classes, okay? Rigondeaux, to me, you know, depending whatever happens with his hand or whatever, he can still go to featherweight. He can still go to... I would go to featherweight and fight. The problem is, I don't think any of those guys are going to want to fuck with him, man. Because now, somewhat of the allure is gone, being he's undefeated. And granted, Lomachenko's arguably number 2, number 3, some people will put him number 1. I mean, I'll leave that to y'all, but Rigondeaux, to me, could still compete at the high level against guys at featherweight. He just fought a guy much bigger than him, evenly skilled, as much Olympic and amateur experience, but this guy was younger, active, more active, bigger, and, you know, just is more offensive minded for a guy that we've all known is just a very tactical defensive counterpuncher. Again, not very surprised at the outcome, man, but again, it's just like we've held Rigondeaux to such a high regard that, you know, seeing him being defeated like this, and let alone him not coming off of the stool after the 6th round, it does send shockwaves. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here, but for Vasyl Lomachenko, man, I think he should just move up to 135, man. The fights are... that's where we want to see him at. I mean, against the Linares, you know, Jorge Linares, Mikey Garcia, Robert Easter Jr. I mean, I think that's where we'll see more of the difficult fights that he could potentially be in, man. And really, I think Mikey Garcia is the fight that most would want to see, man. So, congrats to Vasyl Lomachenko, man. I mean, hell of a performance. And to a packed crowd, man. I mean, that was a crazy crowd in the theater, granted, in Madison Square Garden, but they sold it out, man. So I mean, you got to give him that, man. So that's pretty much it, man. Vasyl Lomachenko defeats Guillermo Rigondeaux as he does not come out for the going into the 7th round. So that's pretty much it, man. We're gonna talk about it on the show this week. Guard Your Grill Boxing. Follow us at Guard Your Grill Boxing on Instagram, as well as SoundCloud.com/GYGB. And we'll be back this week talking about the fight and where Vasily or Rigo can go from here. So, I'm out. Peace.